everywhere we go, when we are talking to businesses that we're trying to recruit, and they say, and we ask, what's going to be the thing that we can do to get you to come here to Virginia, to get you to locate in Virginia, to get you to grow in Virginia, I will tell you the first answer has never been, how much money are you going to put on the table for us? The first answer always is, so tell me about your community colleges, or tell me about your K through 12. Tell me what's going on in STEM education. Tell me what's going on when it comes to your credentials that matter. It's always about the talent. That is always the #1 priority, and thus it's our #1 priority, and thus I hate to put the pressure on you. But you're our #1 priority, all right? We need to be great in this space if we're going to grow the economy. With that, I want to ask Danny Vargas, our chair of the Workforce Board, to come up. Let me just briefly, Danny's, he wears a lot of hats, right? Danny has his own marketing communications firm. Danny is a veteran. We want to thank him for his service. Danny has been on the Dulles Chamber, he's been on the Fairfax Chamber, and in his spare time, I'm sure he scales high mountains. But it's a pleasure to work with Danny, and I want to welcome Danny.
Thank you, sir.
Bring it up.
I want to thank Secretary Jones. I want to thank Secretary Holden and the governor. Thank you for having us in your lovely home. I'll take 2 minutes just to talk to you very briefly about some thoughts. As we talk this evening about the brand that we're launching, first I want to look at around the room and all the wonderful people that are doing such incredible work and working so hard to provide so much leadership around workforce development. So thank you all for everything that you do. Applause to yourselves, please. Round of applause. But as we launched this brand, it made me think of the process that we went through to come up with this brand. It was several months worth of dialogue and discussion around what we should brand the workforce system in Virginia. And it occurred to me as we were having this dialogue, there were 3 things that came to mind as these discussions were taking place. #1 was the fact that there was a lot of talk about what we do. But we talked about the programs, we talked about the training, we talked about education. That's all wonderful. But I thought maybe we should be talking about what we want to achieve. What we want to achieve is to make sure that we're helping struggling families find a good paying job and create a better life for themselves and their children. What we want to achieve is to have a situation where our companies are growing and we can attract new businesses into the great Commonwealth of Virginia. What we want to achieve is a situation where we've got our economy growing and thriving and the envy of the entire nation. That's what we wanted to achieve. The second thing that occurred to me was the fact that we do need to rethink who our customers are. Right? Yes, we do need to make sure that our customers remain the individuals that come to our one-stops, and the young people that we need to educate, and the displaced workers that we need to train. Those are our customers, but we also need to see the employers as our customers. We need to change the way we think, we need to change the paradigm and say, no, we need to also make sure that we are producing a product that these customers are able to take advantage of. We have a system in which what we are producing is a human capital that will allow Secretary Jones and the governor to go out and attract new businesses into the Commonwealth. So that's got to be a primary focus of our efforts. We need to create a supply chain mentality. It's something that's demand-driven and employer-oriented, and we have to focus on being able to deliver that product to those customers. And then thirdly and lastly, I thought, it's not just about those government programs. It's not just about the 24 programs around 8 different state agencies where we're spending $360 million a year. It's not just about that. It's also the great efforts being done by private sector entities. It's the great work that's being done by nonprofits out there in terms of making sure that we're getting our folks trained and ready to fill those jobs. It's about that ecosystem that we have to be able to propel. At this point in time, we don't have the luxury of being able to focus just on one segment of our society. It's got to be all hands on deck. It's got to be public sector, private sector, nonprofits, academic institutions working together in harmony so that we've got collaboration and innovation embedded in everything that we do. And if we do that, my friends, then we can work towards what we want to achieve. And that's helping to lift up struggling families so they can create a better life for themselves. We can create a situation where we're growing our businesses and attracting new companies to the Commonwealth, and we can create an economy that is thriving, that is vibrant, that can benefit all of the great Commonwealth of Virginia and her citizens. And if we do that, ladies and gentlemen, then we can have a situation where we can elevate Virginia. And that's the brand that we are launching this evening. So thank you again. Thank you to Secretary Jones, Secretary Holman, and the Governor. Thank you so much, Governor, for having us tonight.
Danny, thank you.
Great.
But folks, it's about the future, and y'all hear me talk about this all the time, the new Virginia economy. We do face headwinds. We all know what's coming in a couple of years with sequestration. We know that we're going to create 500,000 new jobs between now and 2022. We know that 400,000 Virginians are going to retire between now and 2022. So that's nearly 1 million jobs that we have got to replace. And it all is up to you folks here. It's up to the community colleges to build that workforce of the future, the skill set. We got all the assets here, folks, but it's really taking it to that next level. And that's why this workforce, and Danny, I want to thank you and your group and our Secretary of Commerce, Secretary of Education. A key part of that is our superintendent right here, Steve Staples. We got to start him early, Steve. I'm talking pre-K through 12. That's what we got to do. We got to start them earlier. And Brett, we got to get them excited about manufacturing at an early age. Manufacturing is something we ought to be proud of, and we ought to be encouraging folks to go in. I just announced the biggest pipeline that's going to be built in 40 years. This gas pipeline that we're building, folks, it is going to open up Virginia. We are going to be the Mid-Atlantic manufacturing hub of the United States of America. I see my great friend Doris Krause-Mays over here from the AFL. I mean, folks, we got it all here. We got great workers, but it's building that workforce. As you saw, we had some great news today. We were awarded $11.9 million from the Department of Labor, which is a huge, huge lift for us. And tomorrow morning, which that was the biggest gift ever given, as you know, we're going to break that tomorrow morning. The Department of Labor is going to announce another $14 million for the Commonwealth of Virginia. So we got $26 million. No state has even come close to that. I was with the Vice President the other day. We were down in Norfolk, and we had the Secretary of Transportation. We got more Tiger grants proportionally. $9.6 billion of requests. They gave out $600 million. Little old Virginia, we rocked it, and we got 8% of all of the money given out. So I try to tell the President, the Vice President every day, folks, there is only one state that matters in the United States. That is Virginia, and we got to take it to the next level. And all of you worked hard. I want to recognize Elizabeth Creamer. Give her a great round of applause. But what is happening for us is we're taking it to the next level. We're getting organized, we're gelling it all, let it be community colleges, higher ed, what the work's going on with higher ed, the manufacturing, and all of it is coming together, folks. So I just wanted to say thank you. We're doing a proclamation here that we put together, and come on up, Danny, I want to officially give you the proclamation. This is a proclamation announcing our whole new eleVAte, and you get it at the VA, it's up on town, we all get there.
Must have been a marketing guy.
Yeah, that was good. But this is a proclamation on workforce development. The last thing, let me just say, folks, thank you to all of you in this room. You're all a part of it. Everybody is an integral part. When we all work together, we put all the pieces. There's nobody can beat us. I feel bad for those other 49 states. Well, not really, but you know. But honestly, we've got it all. We've got the education system. We've got the workforce here. We've got low taxes, business-friendly regulations. We're close to the Capitol. We've got the military. We've got the veterans who we got to focus on. So we got it all going. But it's really up to us to take it to the next level. I need you all folks to every day be creative, be innovative. I tell my cabinet every Monday, take risks, do new things in the state government.